Hey everybody, it's Dr. Daniel from the Neuropathy Clinic here at Fix Me, and I'm going to talk today about the single most important thing in our program. It's not the medical equipment we use, it's not the supplements, it's not the eating plan, although those are all very important. The most important thing is you. And what I mean by that is that you have to demonstrate discipline, you have to have the right attitude, and you have to be willing to try and trust. And those are all pretty big things. And when we see patients who are willing to, I don't say try, do, and have an open mind and are ready to go at it, they're gonna get a result. And that's very important because I hear all the time, and it's one of my favorite things to hear after we get off a call and the patient's like, hey, you know, I wanna do this, I'm ready to go. They're what I would call that group 1 patient. Group 1 patients been through enough pain, problems, don't want to suffer anymore, don't want to lose anymore, absolutely don't want it to get worse, so they're going to do anything and everything to get better, versus that second group of patients where I want to think about it, or they're not ready to take action. Yeah, if you're not ready to take action or you need to think about it, then the program isn't for you. I can tell you that right now. Because you have to be willing to do something about your problem, otherwise it won't ever get better. So that being said, the patients who have that attitude of like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna go for it, I'm gonna do it, also have an open mind and a willingness to follow what I call the recipe. The program is a recipe, and just like any recipe, if you don't follow the recipe, then the cake's not gonna turn out. And many times we see, not many times, in the times that we see patients who aren't getting the relief and who aren't progressing as we would expect, again, most of the times it's fairly rapid progress, we have to start asking questions, and usually it's because they're unwilling to change their eating plan, or they make an excuse about how, hey, I can't do the equipment twice a day. If you're not willing to do it for yourself, who is willing to do it for you? And so there's a qualifying process that we go through for the patients, because I don't want a patient that doesn't get a result, because the patient that doesn't get a result is an unhappy patient. And I'm all about outcome and results. And I know the process works. I've seen it work hundreds of times just in this last year. And if a patient isn't willing to trust the process and work the process, they can't get the result. Again, you can't sit there and think, hey, I'm gonna bake a pineapple upside down cake and leave out some of the ingredients and leave out some of the steps. It will not turn out. And again, that just is the main thing, is like the patient has to be accountable to themselves, not me. This isn't for me. I'm happy to help. I want to guide people. I would love to help everybody if I could. Of course, some people were unable to help. That's actually a minority. The majority, though, even the ones that say I don't want to do the program, probably could get a result, but they're that second group of patient. And so if they're that second group of patient, we can't accept them because they're not going to do the work. They're not going to hold themselves accountable. They're not going to, and I'm not going to say, I don't like that motivation word. Motivation fails. I don't want to do some things a bunch of the time, but I have the discipline to stick to the program, stick to the recipe, and get it done. And the patients that we see get success follow the recipe. And so we have a very rigorous series of questions that we ask patients to make sure that they're in the right place and that they're willing to do what needs to be done, and they're willing to follow the recommendations. I don't want to waste anybody's time, mine included. If somebody's not willing to follow the recommendations, they're not going to get the result. That much I can guarantee. And so when patients come in, if it looks like they have a case that we can get a good result with, we have to qualify to make sure, hey, you know what, this is what you need to do. These are going to be your responsibilities. Are you willing and able to do it? Because patients have to be willing and able to do things. And sometimes patients are a little bit older and need help, and we figure out ways around that. Which brings us to the point of all of the programs, whether we're doing our in-office program here or our virtual program online. Our goal is to find people that need our help, that want our help, and of course that we are able to help. So if that's you, our contact information is below. I'd love to speak with you, love to see where you're at, and learn more about your case, and see how we can help you get some relief and get your body going back in the right direction.